Today's movie is Extortion, a new direct-to-DVD movie starring Ricky from Fight Club, mega washout Danny Glover, and 2014 Oscar nominee Barkhad Abdi. Wow, his acting career imploded quickly. In this movie, Ricky from Fight Club plays a family man named Kevin, who takes his wife and son on a vacation to the Caribbean. When their boat dies after a trip to a secluded island, a couple of local fishermen offer to help out and take the family back to civilization, on the condition that Kevin hits the bank and pays them $1 million first. So alone in an unfamiliar place and at the mercy of dangerous men, Kevin must find a way to get back to the island and rescue his family before they die of thirst. Thus we have our movie. So let's talk about typecasting, specifically how it relates to Barkhad Abdi. Now, I get that there might be a limited selection of Hollywood roles for a super skinny Somalian man with a heavy accent. I get it. It's not fair to him, but unfortunately that's just how it works. That being said, he's quite a good actor. Not every performer can hold his own against Tom Flippin' Hanks, but he pulled it off, and in his first movie nonetheless. But I'm starting to notice a trend here. Captain Phillips, he plays a pirate. In Extortion, he plays a pirate. And in this upcoming Dabka movie, he plays a pirate. If he continues this trend, he'll have played a pirate more times than Johnny Depp has by next month. Barkhad, branch out or you'll have a lot more direct-to-DVD Danny Glover movies in your future. I guarantee it. Okay, I know I've been complaining about titles a lot lately, but why is this called Extortion? Yes, there is certainly an extortion element to the movie, but it's a real forest for the trees type of thing. It would be like calling Inception corporate espionage. It's technically accurate, but leaves out a lot of information. Look how out of place the title looks on this poster. It looks like it should be called Stranded or Washed Up. Whatever, this movie's called Extortion and I have to live with it. So how is it? Well, I'm pretty torn. There's actually quite a few things to like about this movie. I was pleasantly surprised by quite a bit of it. There's also unfortunately a lot of stupidity and wasted potential. So join me, won't you, on a magical journey as we explore the wonders of extortion. And fair warning, I'm spoiling pretty much the whole movie. So for all of you who are really looking forward to this one, you might want to watch it and then come back. Here's the first thing in its favor. Production values. Your typical direct-to-DVD movie looks something like Secrets of Deception, which is shot primarily at one location, probably the director's house, and featured a very small cast. Look at Extortion go, though. This thing's got boats, a helicopter, an exotic location, expensive-looking cinematography, and a big cast. This is up there among the most technically impressive movies that I've covered on this show. Adding to this, there were just a lot of little moments that I liked. For instance, the scene in which Kevin tries to start the boat after their trip to the island, and realizes that it's not working. It's a single take presented with no music. Kevin just keeps talking as he pulls on the cord trying to start the motor, and we the audience figure out what's going on before he does. And we wait in suspense for the hopelessness of the situation to click with him. It's a very well-directed scene. But here's what surprised me the most. I liked the acting and I found the characters pretty compelling. I wasn't surprised that Barkhad Abdi turned in another solid antagonist performance after seeing him in Captain Phillips. But I was surprised how sympathetically he's portrayed. Ricky from Fight Club was surprisingly decent too. I long to see what a more seasoned actor could have done with this. Nicolas Cage with his intensity and endearing sincerity could have made gold out of this material, but he was pretty good. Kevin's really put through hell in this movie, and if you feel like if he succeeds in the end, he's earned it. Danny Glover was okay. So, the bad. Mostly stupid character decisions. All the major players have at least one. Let's discuss. 1. Barkhad Abdi doesn't plan ahead. This was the first really stupid decision that took me out of the movie. Okay, so at this time, Kevin has gotten the money. Something like $200,000, and they're back out in the open water. Kevin thinks they're going to go rescue his family now, but Barkhad just decides to kill him instead. So he locks Kevin up and sinks the boat. Good job, Barkhad. You need to use the $200,000 you made from this extortion plot to buy yourself a new boat. When he could have just hit Kevin in the head and thrown him overboard. 2. We need to talk about Kevin. Since I have a lot of conflicting feelings about this movie, I was debating with myself whether to give it a positive 6 out of 10 or a negative 5 out of 10 score. I decided to go with a 5 out of 10 mostly because this scene pretty much killed the whole film. So Kevin shows up at Barkhad's house and demands that he take him back to the island to save his family. Barkhad's family is home at the time, and he starts tossing him around in front of the man's wife and kids. Things turn into a standoff when Barkhad grabs his harpoon thing and points it at Kevin. So what does he do? He uses Barkhad's innocent daughter as a meat shield. Wow, and this is the hero of the movie. It's good for him she didn't get... Oh. There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. 3. Danny Glover can't detective. Danny Glover plays a detective who's investigating this whole mess that Kevin and Barkhad made. Yeah, he's not very good at it. He tries to catch Kevin as he flees from the aforementioned crime scene and just gives up. I know Danny's been too old for this excrement for about 30 years now, but come on, that was the weakest attempt at police work I've seen since John Wick. Something else I've noticed, Danny Glover doesn't change his clothes the next day. Gross, dude. I also have to say that this movie features the most unintentionally hilarious moment I've seen in a movie since Naomi Watts' death in Sea of Trees. Man, was I laughing hard. There hasn't been a moment in an actual comedy recently as funny as when Kevin has a chase sequence in which he chases down Barkhad's friend to get his help, and watches in horror as he gets hit by a car just when he decided to help. I don't recommend the movie, but I do recommend that scene. Overall, Extortion's a weird one. In terms of quality, it's all over the place, but truth be told, I'm glad I watched it. It's nice to see something this ambitious in the direct-to-DVD world, even if it's held back by a lot of dumb decisions. I'll give it a 5 out of 10.